stories filled with inconsistencies. But that didn't matter. The police had what they wanted: confessions on tape. Those recordings would later become the centerpiece of the prosecution's case. 5 scared teenagers, each pointing fingers at one another, repeating details fed to them by investigators. The truth was buried beneath the weight of public outrage and political pressure. By the time the case went to trial, the city had already made up its mind. The press labeled them as a wolf pack. Headlines screamed for justice. Politicians demanded harsh punishment. In the courtroom, there was no real evidence linking the boys to the attack. No fingerprints, no DNA, no eyewitnesses. The only thing the prosecution had were those taped confessions. Confessions the boys had been forced to give. Still, the jury believed them. Between 1990 and 1991, all 5 were convicted of rape, assault, and related charges. They were sentenced to prison, ranging from 5 to 15 years behind bars. None of them were older than 16. As the verdicts were read, tears filled the courtroom, not because justice had been served, but because innocence had been ignored. Prison was brutal. The boys were treated as monsters, mocked, beaten, and isolated. Families were torn apart. Dreams were shattered. Each of them struggled to survive, holding on to one thing: the truth. They were innocent, and they never stopped saying it. Corey Wise, the oldest, was tried as an adult. He served his time in some of the toughest prisons in New York, enduring years of violence and loneliness. Yet, even behind bars, he held on to hope that one day the truth would be revealed. In 2002, more than a decade later, a man named Matias Reyes, already serving a life sentence for other crimes, confessed to the attack on the Central Park jogger. DNA tests confirmed it. Reyes had acted alone. The real attacker had been free all along, while 5 innocent boys had spent their youth in prison. That same year, the convictions of the Central Park 5 were officially vacated. The truth was finally recognized, but the damage had already been done. When they walked out of court as free men, they were no longer the same boys who had entered prison years earlier. They had lost their childhood, their education, and years of their lives. But they hadn't lost their dignity. The city of New York eventually settled a civil lawsuit with the 5 men, awarding them $41 million for the injustice they endured. But for them,